Artemis 2 beat a record that was set by Apollo 13 for the furthest distance any human had ever been from Earth. However, Apollo 13 only set that record because their mission went terribly wrong. Apollo 13 launched on the 11th of April, 1970, and the plan was simple enough on paper: fly to the moon, land, do the mission, take off, and come home. It was meant to be humanity's third moon landing. About 56 hours into the mission, an oxygen tank exploded, and just like that, the moon landing was over. The new mission now became, how do we get 3 astronauts home alive? At the point of the explosion, they weren't on the free return path anymore. That's the route that lets a spacecraft go around the moon and come back to Earth, almost like a giant space loop, using the moon's gravity and using Earth's gravity. And if you remember, it's the same kind of path that Artemis 2 stayed on for their entire journey. Apollo 13 had already moved out of this loop and onto its moon landing trajectory. So after the explosion, NASA had to get them back on a route that could return them safely back to Earth, and fast. The lunar module, which was supposed to help 2 of them land on the moon, suddenly became a lifeboat. They powered down the main capsule to save what little life support and power they had left, because they would still need that to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. So they moved into the lunar module to keep themselves alive. But not even that was straightforward. The lunar module was only really meant to support 2 men, and for a much shorter time. But now it had 3 men living in it all the way home. Carbon dioxide started building up, and the filters they had in the lunar module were running out. They did have extra filters in the command module, but there was a problem. The command module used square canisters, and the lunar module needed round ones. So NASA had to come up with an improvised fix on the ground, and the astronauts had to build it in space, basically making a homemade carbon dioxide filter just to stop themselves breathing in their own air. NASA then used the lunar module's engines to help steer them back into the free return route, so that the moon's gravity could sling them back around towards Earth. And that emergency route is what led them ending up further from Earth than any humans had ever been before. So that record was never some planned achievement. They only set it because the mission turned into a rescue operation. Once they got close enough to Earth, they climbed back into the command module, powered it back up, and then ditched both the damaged service module and the lunar module before coming back through Earth's atmosphere, landing safely back on Earth. And fun fact, this is the mission that gave us the famous line, "Houston, we have a problem," which most people will know from the 1995 film Apollo 13. But the real wording during that mission was actually closer to, "Houston, we've had a problem." True story. Okay, bye.